All right, welcome back. What we're going to be doing is working on our electrical plan. Now, I'm not going to go and do every single room in the house because that would just take too much time. But I'm going to try and focus on one room, one restroom, the exterior, and probably the kitchen area, which would be the major rooms in the house. That way you can see the majority, if not all of these symbols being used and have a good idea of how it all works. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is come in, get my TV cable only because it's the first symbol on the top. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna place it here, possibly here, and let's mirror this over. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is if you notice, my floor plan is subdued here. All right. All I did was I copied the subdued floor plan from the foundation over for my electrical. Now, it's not typical practice for someone to subdue the floor plan, but I like to do it only because the symbols and layers for the electrical are so small and they blend in with the rest of the house. So I like to subdue my floor plan so you can see it, but the actual symbols are what's popping out and give you and grab your attention. All right. So I like to place different locations for my TVs and my phone jacks only to give the customer, I guess, creative freedom when it comes to designing their room. A lot of times you hear where they don't have enough outlets, or a room either doesn't have enough outlets, or a room doesn't have um, a lot of options when it comes to TV locations and stuff like that. So you want to try and give them as many options as possible, unless the customer is straight out saying, no, this is what I want and nothing else. Then you follow what they want. But if not, try and give them as many options as possible because usually they don't know what they want. All right. So got our TV and our phone jack in. We're gonna come in, place some outlets. Like I had said before, I like to place outlets pretty often on walls, and then for sure they need to be near the TV, or else how are we gonna power it? All right. So I got some there. I'm gonna place one here just so that I can rotate it. Maybe like right there. Something there, something there. On this back one, if you notice, I'm making it to where the prongs are what's touching the wall. That is very good practice to follow. Make sure you do that as well. All right. And let me just copy one more just to put that center. Once again, you can never have too many outlets. That is, it's better to have a lot of outlets on a plan and then the customer come back and say, I don't want them, and they just not put them, because then it is to not have them and say they want more. Because if they want them and they're not on the plan, it takes more time because you have to go get all the plans reapproved through the whole process, as opposed to if they were already there and they didn't want them just to save money or for whatever reason. Well, then it's a no harm, no foul. It's less than what you were asking for it to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal. So we have all our outlets. All right, so I got these three out of the way. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna put in some recessed lights, and then I'm gonna put in some switches or a switch to this room. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, draw this rectangle out, and let's say I'm gonna offset 24. This 24 is going to be where I place my lights. Right there, there, and there. Let's put some center. All right. Now here, I'm gonna put some here and offset 24 as well. This will be on a second set or a second switch, completely different, since this is technically the reading area of the house, of the master suite or master bedroom. All right, so I have my two sets of lights. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna grab my single pole, I'm gonna place one right here, I'll place another one right here and right there. And let me place another one. Okay, yeah. All right, so this one is actually gonna be a three-way light. Kind of jumped the gun a little bit, kind of skipped the single pole. But this one is going to be a three-way light. And I need to make my splines connecting them all. Now I do believe I do not have the layer correctly, right? I don't have it, so I'm gonna come in. It's going to be E dash, let's call it so it's E for electrical, and let's call it, we want to call it power. Do we want to call it, for lack of a better word right now, just to call it power. So I'm gonna go make it white. It's going to be phantom or phantom. Leave it default, and then make it set current. All right. Make sure everything here is by layer. Now I'm gonna come in and do my splines. So on my spline, come in, do my spline. Now when it comes to these, you want to make sure you do not close it off. All right, you don't want to close it off. One, because it's not necessary, just wasting time. Two, at the end of the day, the electrician is not gonna do it the way you drew it. They're not gonna go from this switch to this light to this light to this light to this light. They're gonna do whatever they feel is easiest for them, depending on the situation and how your house is built. The point is, you're telling them which lights get connected to which switch. All right, so come back with a spline again. What am I doing? Spline. And kind of adjust this so it can look a lot nicer. All right, so once again, two switches, a set of lights, that is a three-way. So here we're gonna come here. Oh, forgot to use the spline command. And I'm just gonna get this, and I'm just gonna mirror it over. Because I set them apart, equally spaced, it makes it very easy to just mirror them with little to no trouble. Now, I'm gonna do it with just one switch. Um, if I wanted power or access from when I come out of the restroom, then I could add another switch, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna leave it as a single switch. Um, Now I'm gonna come to the restroom. With the restroom, I'm going to need a switch for sure, but I don't know how many yet. I'm gonna put my light over the sink. Kind of drawing in the dark, so it makes it kind of hard to see my keyboard here. All right. I need power to my sink, but I'll do that last. I need a light with a vent, and I'm gonna use two of them. I'm gonna need one centered and then one in the shower because it's completely sealed off with a glass door, so it's gonna be very little light in there, so it needs its own light source with its own vent. Now we can come in for the power. I'm gonna go GFI. I'm gonna put a GFI here only because of its proximity to the shower. Otherwise, it wouldn't have done it. And then this one right here to the sink. All right. We've got this done. Now we need some switches. So I'll put a switch here. This blind is gonna go there. I'm gonna put another one right next to it. And I'm gonna go to this light. And I'm gonna put another one there. All right, so we have a bedroom, a restroom done. Now we're gonna go into the kitchen area. With the kitchen area, I'm gonna use some pendant lights. So I'm gonna try and center this over this little wall. I'm gonna move it up about 6 inches, mirror it across, figure out what its distance is by dividing. I want it to be equally spaced. Let's go there and there. So now I have some pendant lights there. I'm gonna go with some GFI light in the, GFI outlets here. And then on the opposite side, under the sink, or under this, had a brain fart. Under this counter, we're gonna have some outlets under there, but that GFI is above a counter. Now that I think about it, so is that one in the restroom. So I'm gonna put this here and one here. All right. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna put one here for the stove, one for the refrigerator. I'm gonna put some extra ones one right there. Copy this off. Once again, I'm a big fan of there's no such thing as too many outlets. All right. So we have a stove and a refrigerator, so I need to come in and get those modifiers. So I need to get a refrigerator right here. Move that a little bit closer, snap to the wrong location. Add stove height right there. And then these are gonna be all above counter. So they're all gonna be A's. Remember, these are below the counter, so they're not gonna be A's. All right. I just see that I accidentally moved and not copied. Okay, so we can come in. Let's do a four-way switch for this pendant light. I'm not gonna fully furnish the kitchen, only to save time. We'll put it there. Put it there. And let's say here. So I can have this one coming in like this. Like that. Like that. So I have one set of lights that's able to be turned on and off from three different locations, therefore making it a four-way switch. All right. Those are the three major rooms on the inside that I was gonna do. Now I'm gonna move to the outside. I believe on the inside you have a general idea of what's going on. We would need to also add lights to closets, hallways, stuff like that. Actually, now that I think about it, let me add some smoke detectors. So I'll add my smoke detector by my door, just so you can, just to be safe than sorry, I'm gonna put 2 in the hallway. Get this one closer. All right. This is actually a room 2. You want to get technical. All right, 2 is not needed in the hallway. I just put 2 just to be safe than sorry. All right. So I'm gonna need my thermostat before I go outside. I'll put my thermostat, let's say here. That way the adults control it. I'm gonna need a doorbell for my outside with a doorbell chime. And let's say we put that right here. Oops. Rotate 90. there. Let's see, anything else on the inside that I would need that I can see off the bat. All right, that's the majority of it. The rest of it's just other type of lights, a fan. I'm gonna put this fan only so you guys can see it. So if I were to have this fan, I could do something special with this fan in the sense of I can have it to where it's only a switch that goes to the fan by itself and then the lights by themselves, or I can have it go Alright, so that's waterproof outlet along the outside. Let's see, what else can we put along the outside? We got cameras, we've got security systems, we have our doorbell. Oh, he has motion lights. Let's see, we would need lighting along the outside, but that's pretty straightforward. So that's basically it, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, please shoot me an email or give me a phone call. If I'm not your instructor, get with your instructors so they can help you out and get your questions answered. All right, thank you.